Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. First question, can everyone hear me well and nice? If we can confirm that, we're gonna get going. Check the audio, make sure everything's alright. Everything's good, we can get going. Can everyone hear me well and nice? If we can confirm that, we're gonna get going. Check. Yeah, just type in the chat. Chat, is everything alright with the audio? You can hear me well, nice, smooth. So we can just get going with everything. So now the first topic of today, the first major topic is gonna be on the high time frames, and then I'm gonna jump into pretty much the intraday setups which I'm looking forward to. So I'm gonna keep the high time frames very brief. So what you should expect for Bitcoin in the next couple of days, months or weeks, right? This is a question which a lot of people are asking right now, and the truth is very simple. So overall, over here you see this daily level from over here. That's what we bounced from. Also you had like a very nice back test as well on the low at some time frames. Let me just come back into it. So you see during Asia got defended, then pretty much right before New York it was back tested a couple of times. So 49,710 is very key level, right? Can we jump back and back test it again? Yes, it is possible. However, why did we stop here? Okay, so I'm gonna explain it very clear. Also, this move down, if you look at the 4 hour, pretty much you didn't have much support between 62 and 57, right? And I've been talking that this place is like a gap, so there is nothing in between these levels. And over here you see these lows, they weren't swept, right? So pretty much it caused a liquidation cascade. That's why we did have not only the spike in the volume, not only the spike in the delta. I'm talking about, if you take a look at the delta since the beginning of the whole range, you see over here down the delta, the negative delta, these bars over here, this signifies the delta that is coming in. So pretty much lots of market orders being hit. Also the relative volume spike pretty much since the beginning of the whole range. This is the place where you had the whole spike. So due to this place not offering lots of support, that's why you had this plunge down, right? Very simple, very technical. That's why I was short over here. I was telling everybody to go short the 70. We're gonna come back down and take out these lows. And also if you look on the left, a lot of people, what they do, so they mark out zones, and when you have an obvious zone like this one over here, trust me, everybody's stops is gonna be right below that. So you had 50k, right below that you do have that daily. So very obvious, very clean, very technical bounce. Now why did we stop here? If you take a look at this, let's take a look at the fixed range. So pretty much you see the market has established value and balance between 70k and 61.7. so this is exactly what you rejected over here. And here is my point, right? I don't like this retest, and I'm talking about I don't like it because I think we're gonna have a continuation down. Why? Well, one of the lows in terms of market dynamics, right? What are market dynamics, by the way? I open up one presentation which I did for the TPO chart. So overall, just to get you guys into it, I'm gonna explain it very short and very brief. So when we're having auction, doesn't matter if it's car, real estate, Bitcoin, however, you do have a fair value which is established. So let's say this car is trading between, let's say, 36 and 34, right? So you're gonna have lots of deals over here. Then a market event happens, you do form a buying imbalance, and price is moving up towards 40, and at 40 there's gonna be fair value, e.g. balance. So the market is gonna be balanced between 41 and 39. Then you're gonna have another market event which is gonna create a selling imbalance, and this is your new value. Every single asset, doesn't matter what it is, real estate, cars, Bitcoin, this is the way it works. Like, this is auction market theory, right? It's very simple, and that's the way it looks. So pretty much the market has established the value between this, and at the moment you're rejecting the previous value. And also another law of the market dynamics on the low at some time frames, if we use this example, right? So you can see it very clear. Here, So you do have over here this fair value, which is established between 69.8 and 67.1, and here you get the same example, right? You do have this fair value, you come, you back test the value, and you create the imbalance, right? And then you come back in, you know, you come back into this value. Once you're in, you do have a full rotation to the value area high. Very simple, very technical. And also the current back test is rejecting the previous value. So this is a similar example on the lower time timeframes, but you do get the same action on higher time timeframes. So this is the reason I don't like the current back test, because you're back testing previous value. And usually when you reject previous value, so you're rejecting this whole range value, you're rejecting that balance. What that means is you're gonna come back into previous balance, and the previous balance is over here, right? This is the previous balance. Balance, imbalance, new balance. You reject the previous balance, you're gonna come back into prior balance. Very simple. I hope everybody understands that. So this is my views on the high time frame. What is the invalidation? Of course, coming back into value. So the value right now is, let's check the exact level. Also, you need to form an acceptance at that level. So the right level is 62, let's say 62,100. So once you have a daily close back in value, you're gonna have that rotation, and you're gonna reject. The market is gonna participate into, you know, this being the right balance, and it's not gonna come back down into here. So once you do have like a daily close at above 62k, we can talk about another move up. But until then, right now what's happening, you're gonna be forming another bounce here, and you're gonna have an impulse most likely lower, and then we can take it from there. You know, a lot of people they're talking about right now. Also, can we get some likes on that video? I know lots of people have joined and they're listening to that explanation, so I suggest you guys subscribe, like, invite your friends. So what a lot of people are talking about is that this is being some kind of a bull flag. Yes, it is a valid theory. Why bull flags work? Well, very, very simple. You're giving an opportunity for buyers to step in at lower prices, such as this, and this, and you're most of the times you're trapping shorts because you're offering them to enter into lower prices. So if you want to short an asset, you want it to be at high prices, not at lower prices, because then you can be easily squeezed by the new buyers coming in. So yes, I do understand the theory that this can be a bull flag and we just break out, and however, but it's not the most likely thing in my opinion, due to the whole bounce theory which I just explained to you. So yeah, in my opinion, on the high time frames, BTC is gonna come back down into this balance over here. And also another thing which lots of people are talking about, that you're having these kind of a failed auctions, you know, but in reality, you know, you have a range, you plunge back down. This is gonna be, let's see. So let's look quickly, right? So you do have a range. Oops. Let me just explain it very quick. So you do have a range over here, right? You do create a failed auction below it and you reclaim, and this is giving the power, this is giving the fuel for the asset to go higher. Over here, same thing. You have a range. You come below it. You create this type of failed auction. You push up. Over here, same thing. Also, this is the USD pair. On the USD pair on Bybit, this week is coming back down into the 23k area. So similar thing. So you have a range, you plunge back down, you wipe out everybody, and this is giving the fuel. But we're not seeing the same thing right now. Even over here with this range, you did went back down below it, get the fuel, pump up. Right now we're not seeing the same thing, right? So I would be very careful with the Bitcoin on high time frames. Also, if you look at some very high time frame charts, so if you look at, let's say, the 6 month, you have just made that swing failure pattern of these weeks. So most likely we're gonna come back down into this imbalance area. This is what it says on the 6 month. However, we're not trading the 6-month chart, we're trading most likely intraday and on swing trading. However, this is my explanation about the bounce back tests. This is why I do believe Bitcoin is gonna come back down into this previous bounce zone. And okay, so this is the bounce zone. That's why on the high time frames I'm being more bearish than bullish until we have a daily close above 62k, making it very clear, very simple. If we take a look on the 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see that we're in a downtrend as well. So as I said earlier, you do have that bull flag, however, you're just in a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame. Like you can clearly see lower highs and lower lows, so you want to be careful with that as well. However, I have explained everything into more details in the Discord. And what do you get in the Discord? If you haven't joined, come join, the link is in the bio. What you can get also if you join the network, you can get setups like this one, all being shared in advance. Also here are the previous setups which I have done. The Solana short, the Bitcoin short, the Ethereum short. Pretty much I like to not only day trade, but I do swing trading as well. So what you're gonna get if you decide to join, you're gonna get daily report cards, trading plans and explanations, weekly plans and vision for everything. You're gonna get my live trades. You're gonna be involved into my spot trading. You're gonna have educational content and courses, over 100 hours of content. So if you want to learn, this is your place. In terms of updates, what do you get exactly? So on the daily report cards, you do get videos and setups like this one. On the live trading, this is what you get. And on the breakdown, this is what you get. So DXY breakdown of the heights and time frames, on the lows and time frames, explanations, thesis, etc. This is what you get. So if you want to join, feel free to do so. Now, what am I expecting on Bitcoin intraday, right? This is what we're all here for, to trade Bitcoin, Nasdaq and the Euro. So also something else which I want to add on for the past couple of days, actually for yesterday and the day before, in terms of a market balance and technical. So let me just come back in here. Yeah, so over here you see this photo. So you do have like this previous balance and you do have that upper bounce. So once you reject previous balance, you see how here you got a back test, you come back down to test that previous balance. Bounce, imbalance, bounce, imbalance, creating new balance. Simple. And once you do come back into previous balance, you may reject the point of control, or you're gonna have like a full rotation up to the VAR. However, the current rejection of the point of control at 60.6 is bearish in my personal opinion, following the auction market theory. Right, so let's jump straight into it. Where we are right now and what should we expect? So on the 30-minute time frame, you rejected that upper balance, right? We're gonna have New York starting in 20 minutes. So overall we're inside the Monday range as well. This is something I'm paying attention to. Above the Monday high we do have a daily level at 60.9, so this is a place where we can go up to. I don't think we're gonna go up there, but let's see. It's not about what I think, it's about reaction to whatever happens in the market. Lots of people try to predict things, but the idea is not to predict, the idea is to react to whatever is happening right now. Also yesterday, very technical day as well. You saw that the fence of that previous value area have this balanced area. Also swing failure pattern of the Asia low coming up. Why do you come up and where do you come up to? Let me show you quickly, guys. So you see these single prints from New York session on Sunday. Pretty much the push up was right to fill them up. So you see they end up at 59.9. Where did you come up to? 59.9. And then what happened? You created the bearish divergence, you came back into this range. Okay, so you do have that range over here. You came back in, You trap people going short, you squeeze them up. And what did you come up to take out that liquidity from here? Very simple. I did trade it very nicely, very technical, loved it. Lots of people complained about the price action, but it was very simple in my personal opinion. Now, the current price action, by the way, is being bearish. You've been trading since the daily open, you've been trading lower. But currently nothing is happening, to be honest. Let's see the order flow, right? Also, a reason for us to come back down lower and check out that Monday low is because you have a naked point of control. Okay, you do have a naked point of control at 57.4. Also, you have lots of single prints at the 56k area. This is one of the reasons. I do have a short which I'm holding right now from 60.2. I'm still holding it. I haven't booked any profit until we take out that Monday low, and I believe we're gonna take it due to the whole explanations I just did. Let's look at today TPO. You know, previous day EQ is being rejected right now. What's happening with the order flow? Some people going short right now. Chat, what do you think about Bitcoin? We're going up or down? Bearish. I really want us to take out this high, but let's see. Up because it will follow stocks. So about the stocks, I wouldn't be so sure about that. So if you take a look on the 15 minutes, you take a look at Nasdaq. Lots of lows, very immature rise in my opinion. However, the correction was nice and it was very technical. Now let me share with you briefly what I just showed. Was it here? Anyway, let me just zoom out a bit. Yeah, it doesn't matter, I forgot about, I wanted to show you something, but doesn't matter. However, in terms of a point of interest for Nasdaq, we do have single prints up here, and also the view up from that all-time high. So I would like to see a back test of that and then continuation lower, or even if it's just like to test this and come back down for the previous week equilibrium. On the low term time frames for Nasdaq, even this bounce over here, very technical, right? Right to the golden pocket area. And also this low here, I don't believe this is the low for Nasdaq. I believe we're gonna revisit it. Why? First, it was left at 15 minutes to 7 outside of cash session. This low was being put in outside of cash session. It's a poor low. Also right below it you do have another poor low, also a naked point of control. So statistically speaking, this is not the best low, right? And this is the truth. A lot of people are gonna deny it, but statistically speaking, this is not the best low. So that's why I'm looking for us to come up at that box, and I'm gonna look for shorts. From there, we're gonna take from there. When is this invalidated? Well, if you reclaim that view up from the all-time high, most likely we're gonna continue up and go for another all-time high, right? So, yeah. Now, I would like to see the lows taken. Which lows are you talking about, mate? Talking about? Are you talking about these lows from over here, or you're talking about this low? Monday, Monday lows, then 61. For me, the best setup right now is just to take out that high and look for shorts lower on the lows. Yeah, I believe we're gonna take out that lower. So first it was left during London. Second, you have like this huge wick and also this wick from here as well. Let me take a look at the old flow, what's going on right now. I'm still considering looking for a short entry. I don't know if it's gonna be here or not, but price does look exhausted as we speak. You know, I'm gonna take a short right here, just for the sake of coming in. Low risk, very low risk percent, and it is possible to have a re-entry. Let me see where I'll get filled. Hold on. Let me just enter and see what's gonna be my fill. $58,976. Yeah, right. Targeting the London low. Stop loss gonna be right. Yeah, with this one, with this one. Let's choose this one. 250, 59, 250. And this is a low risk because it doesn't have like the highest probability. But price does look exhausted as we speak. However, the best trade is gonna be coming and taking this high. Okay, let me add this to the journal quickly. It's not the highest probability trade, but I want to take it. Why it's not the highest probability? Well, because I would really want to see this high being taken out. But if we get up to it, because if it is possible that just price does something like this, it is possible, then it is what it is. Okay. Also, the daily bias is bearish on the heights and time frames, so you do have that daily bearish bias, which shifted on pretty much Sunday, Monday. Right, so over here, see the Saturday close, the Sunday close was very bearish, so this would activate that daily bearish direction, and it hasn't changed yet, right? So until that changes, I'm gonna be looking for more shorts than longs. Why would I wanna fight the trend? Does anyone has any questions right now? So here you have lots of long positions which open up at right above 59. Longs, longs, longs. Ask me a question, guys. Let's get the shot popping up. Should I do a giveaway about anything? Should I give away ExoChart subscription? What bias we have short time frame to CPI and PPI and medium time frame? Yeah, so for the medium time frame, I did create a whole breakdown on Bitcoin at the beginning of the live. So you either want to go back into that and rewatch it, or you can wait until I cut the video with the medium term time frame analysis and my personal bias about it. CPI and PPI, so we do have tomorrow, we have the USD core CPI month over month and year over year. What is my bias? So here's the thing about news, right? News, what they do, first of all, let me ask you a question. I have a question for everybody in the chat. Why is price moving so fast and rapidly during news events? This is my question for everybody in the chat, and I'm awaiting your answers. Why is price moving so fast during news? First question. Come on, guys. I think everybody's being dude and smart enough to answer that question. Check the audio, make answer in the chat, guys. Think about it. Money flow from another asset, for example USD. Money flow from another assets. So we have money flowing from USD into the asset. Probably people closing longs or shorts, forcing price to move. Yeah, so I'm gonna explain it. When you have news events, doesn't matter what type of news there are, if you look at the order book during the specific event, it's very thin. Why? Because there is no orders. So people that have money and move the market, they remove the orders. They don't trade news. They don't participate. So imagine all these prices over here on the right side. It poses an emotional reaction. The market traders interpreting news. No, not really. Just the order book is thin. So imagine between this level you have like 20 BTC. Over here you have like 3. Over here you have 0, 0, 0. So probably just doing this. Boom, 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 boop. Grabbing them and going above to get the other one from up higher. That's why you don't trade news. Market maker looking for liquidity. Yeah, we can answer that. However, the reason why price is shifting so fast is because you don't have orders. You don't have limits. All you're doing, you just collecting market orders. Sorry, you're just having market orders collecting limits. That's all that news events are doing. That's all it is. You just have a very, very thin order book. Now, about my bias, about the news. News don't do anything that technicals are not gonna show you. So whatever the technicals are showing you, this is what is happening. Also in terms of news, in terms of market events, most often than not, whatever event is being anticipated, once it comes into real, once it is already created, it's no longer just a narrative and just a speculation. This is what usually marks out tops. So an example, the most simple thing, right? You do have the Ethereum ETF narrative, right? Ethereum ETF, it's gonna go live, it's approved, blah blah blah, comes up, it's approved. However, you're at an area of resistance. You do have that point of control. Also lock on gold and pocket from that high to low. That's why I was short here. That's why I had shorts from 3.5k and more shorts from 3.3k. And not because of the news, but because of the technicals. So the technicals are going to show you everything before the news show you. Even this bounce, very low from that big range, weak low. So everything is happening because of the technicals, not because of the news. You know, so don't put that much importance into the news. Doesn't matter what type of news happened. Yes, they are going to have an event, but on the high time frames and longer. It's gonna take out longer for these things to be priced in. They're gonna be started to be priced in, but the effect is gonna take a long time. It's not gonna be in the same day as most people think. Same thing with the Fed rates, right? Lots of people are pricing in lots of cuts for this year. Will it happen? Will it not? Nobody really knows, but it doesn't really matter as well. So even the top on Nasdaq, right? People say that Nasdaq topped out because we did have that Israel Iran bullshit going on. This is very far from the truth. The reason why we topped out at 20,600 level, I'll show you right now. Why did we top out at that level? $20,582, 1-to-1 fib extension plus fib time 1-to-1. 20,582. Yes, you did come $300 above, but keep in mind that this chart is monthly chart, and this is a chart for 5 years. So yes, 0.1% deviation from that exact level, it is possible, right? So even at the low, I was talking about 16,535. Look at Nasdaq. What is the low? 17,350. So fuck the news. So basically the news forces the price where it wants to go, unless it's a black swan event or the market isn't expecting. Yes, That's what happens. You do have some longs coming in here. Maybe they will be able to push the price up higher. However, as I said, it's not the highest probability trade, but let's see. Maybe it will play out, maybe it won't. SPX Apple also made their top on the 120. Yes, this is true. My criteria for re-entry would be an SFP on the 15 minute at that high. And the same target, London low. I'm gonna targeting this London low pretty much throughout today. If we get like a mega pump and we come up for the Monday high, same story. So the risk reward is going to compensate for whatever loss happens in here. Also, US just opened. So let's see what happens. Lots of new positions opening up. Yeah, you're still rejecting that previous day equilibrium. Lots of longs opening up there. They could end the trap if they don't have enough power to push price higher. Yeah, see price going lower. We have to see how this candle closes, because if it closes very sure these longs, they're gonna be trapped. So we gotta see how this plays out. As I said, technicals are going to show you everything that happens before the news. So what you need to pay attention to is technicals, not the news. That's my personal opinion. Yes, I'm gonna close out here. I'm closing it here. Minus 0.5 hour. We're gonna be waiting for that higher. We're gonna be waiting for this one. The London high. Let's see how that happens. Lots of people what they're going to think is, by the way, that the London low is gonna keep this low of the day. Statistically speaking, London has 12% probability of it putting the low so during the day. So this low, statistically speaking, has 78 88% chance of being run through. So this low has 88% chance to be run through. Also we have, you see, Thailand and London, so this makes sense for price just to run that up. And if you want to just enter blindly, what you can do is just something like this. This is the setup. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I prefer to see. I would give it 20 minutes or so to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna be live during that time. I'll put my alert here. There you get all these longs coming in. You can see the positive delta at that time. Guys, does anyone has any questions? We get above that high. This is the thing with scalping, right? Once you see something that is not very aligned with whatever you're going through, just cut it out. Lots of people that have issues with cutting losers. Maybe this was just a swing for the pattern of that high. Let's see. Maybe yes or maybe not, let's see. Yeah, maybe it was. I would... should I wait? Sorts of longs. Yeah, I'm gonna... That's a very tricky situation. Yeah, I'm going back in. 59,100. That's another scalp, right? Same idea. I really want to see this London low being taken out. And what can happen, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I have no idea. But it's possible just for price to do something like this. And I'm okay with being stopped out. Not the best trade in my opinion, but here's the odds. If you want to be conservative, you have to wait for that 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's my advice if you want to be conservative. If not, this is the one. So my fill is at 59,100, 59,300 is some okay stop loss. Yeah, let's see, maybe we'll get stopped out, I have no idea. You gotta let go the control, because most people, what they're trying to do is they're trying to control things whatever happens. So, okay. Yeah, I haven't been stopped out yet, but I suggest it will. And we're gonna go for that London high. Yeah, I'm stopped out. And that's absolutely fine. Yeah, let's go for the London high. Let's take it out. However, this was my preferred setup. So this is where I'm gonna put most of my risk if it ends up as a swing failure pattern. So let's see. This is what I believe is gonna be the better trade. We gotta be patient. That's all. Come on, New York, push it up. And also this trade, how it can end up. Let's see, because if you have like a tight stop, it can be like 1 to 6. And all these losses that happened previously, doesn't matter, to be honest. However, most people, what they do, after 1 or 2 losses, because they use like too much of a risk, and what they're doing is purely gambling, no stats behind anything. So in my stats, will it say this is not gonna be the high of the day and this is not gonna be the low of the day, most likely. That's why I'm looking for fading a breakout of these. So we gotta see what happens. Still waiting. And sorry, also, do you see all these lows? Low not being swept, low not being swept, low, yes it was swept over here during the news. However, you have a low not being swept, so it doesn't make for price sense just to come up, take these and then revert back down. This makes most sense in my personal opinion. That's why I'm waiting for that. If it happens, it happens, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. So what I want to see in terms of, let me just type it here. Simple, and we just gotta wait, and I'll be waiting here. How much time is it gonna take? You never know. Most likely it's gonna be in a few minutes, or maybe yes, or maybe not. We gotta see. In the meantime, by the way, if this setup fails, I don't see anything for price to stop us from 61k, but we're gonna see. I still don't think this is gonna be low of the day. Opening outside of previous day value. If it's able to hold that, it's a very bullish rise by Nasdaq. Okay. However, if you look left, pretty much in no man's land on the left, and you have all these highs. So I still think that we're gonna come up for that single print. Let's see. We have a good London low. So about the London low, yes, it is alright. However, in terms of statistics and trading sessions, London has just 12% probability of putting the low for the day. So this is something that I'm referring to. And also Nasdaq needs to hold above this level. Pretty sure you, as you can see on the left side, as I told you, in no man's land. I think it's just teasing people to go short right now, and then it's gonna run the stops. Let's see. Yes, you can see you have this increase in positive delta, you have that increase in the open interest. So actually there's quite a few longs opening up right now. There's no shorts yet. There's longs opening right now as we speak. Maybe we're getting a positive delta spike, let's see. Not yet, just a bit, just a very, very small bit. No spike in the relative volume. Let's see. If Nasdaq falls below this, we're gonna get very interesting. So Nasdaq, you really want to monitor this level. Yes, the opening is bullish in terms of where it opens up, because once you open up outside of the balance, you're gonna create an imbalance, and we have to see if it's gonna create the imbalance. By theory, yes, it is gonna create it. However, we gotta see if it doesn't end up just as a failed auction. So I'm gonna give Nasdaq time at 3:30, so I'm gonna come back on Nasdaq at 3:30 Q4. This is the time where I will be trading Nasdaq. I'm still patient, haven't done anything, just went quiet thinking. Also something which I want to mention, by the way, you see these pattern trading people, you see what they would do is, when you have that breakdown, they're gonna go short, right? Idiots. Patterns are irrelevant in my opinion, you can look to fake them out. However, because this was right before news, I wasn't going long. One of my close peers, he went long from 58.5, but just before news, not interested. And currently you're above the previous day equilibrium, so let's see. Nasdaq having a bullish open. This is some food for thought. So let's see how it ends up. Can it be bullish? Can it be bearish? By the way, Ethereum, if you look at Ethereum, a reclaim of 2.9k would be considered quite bullish, by the way, because it would come back into previous value. I have that full rotation up to 3.6. However, I would like to see Ethereum just being range bound around these levels. Yeah, I'm just being quiet right now. I'm waiting to see what happens, because something which I would say is bullish, by the way. So you see, have an established bounce, you come back in, you test the point of control. So what could happen, you can come above and just back test that VAR, you can just continue up, right? So this is absolutely on the cards, it's absolutely possible, so we gotta see what happens. However, my stats are saying to look for the London low, that's why I'm looking for that. So we gotta see what happens. I kind of tap that level, I don't see it crossing. Did it take it out? Just a bit. Just a bit. Just tap into that. You just tapped that. What a bastard. What a fucking bastardo. Let's see. Because you tapped that level, you didn't take it out officially. You didn't go through it. That's something which I don't really like. Okay, so on the USDT pair it did actually take it out. No, still not. No volume spike, some positive delta. This is the tricky part. I'm gonna wait for the close, because the last time I didn't wait for the close. Wasn't the best, could have avoided that loss very easily. It's just a bit immature entry, because I was chasing that win. Why am I chasing the win? Because I'm looking to get 12R until the end of the month. So I'm talking about the live trades here on YouTube. I'm kind of rushing a bit. Let's see where the current candle closes. You are seeing lots of longs being opening right now. You are seeing that increase in the open interest. Are they going to get trapped or not? We have to see what happens. You're not having lots of volume coming in. The volume is a bit dry, I would say. Not the highest amounts of volume. Not the highest amount of delta. I'm gonna give it a go right here. I'm gonna give it a go as we speak. Still targeting that London low. About the stop loss, should I use a bit wider one? That's my question. I'm gonna put it right here. This is the trade which I have been waiting for. As soon as there is more clarity in the market, I'm gonna move it either lower or I'm gonna compound the trade. Let me see where I'll get filled. $59,320. Also my short from yesterday, the entry from the short from yesterday is 59.6, so we're coming close to that as well. Very tricky place. I think lots of longs coming into the area. That's why I like to use that bit wider stop loss, because what can happen, so price to come up, take this week, take this week, take this one up at 59.5 and then come back below. That's why I want to use that wider stop loss. If this is the loss, by the way, if it happens, because it can happen. If this is the loss, I'm gonna be hitting my daily loss limit in terms of risk reward. So I'll be done trading for the day. If this occurs to be a loss, will it happen, will it not? I have absolutely no idea, really. What I can control is my risk and which setups I decide to take. However, Nasdaq does have that bullish open. Kind of filling this gap almost. Have to see what happens with Nasdaq. Okay. I really want to see price just coming up here, hanging and then reversing. You still have that huge open interest increase. So lots of people that are anticipating that move up, by the way. When did it happen again? I would say the previous area where we had something like this is, let me see, I would say over here. So over here you have that huge increase in open interest and then you just stop them out. And then you actually have that move up, but all these people that were looking for this move up, they got stopped out. So similar thing could be on the table right now as we speak. But I'm just gonna use this wider stop loss right now. It does make sense for me to do that. However, it doesn't have like the best it's definitely not having the requirements which I was looking for, so I wouldn't grade this as an A setup, by the way. Guys, ask me a question in the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I really want to see what's gonna happen with Nasdaq as well. So in 20 more minutes I'm gonna have more information about it. But however, right now it is looking more bullish than bearish. Not gonna deny that. That's the truth. As I explained this thing with the bounce, you open up outside of the previous day bounce. Lots of people gonna call this gap, but I just call it leaving bounce and creating that imbalance. So in the auction market here there are a few lows which I want to mention. So we got a question in the chat. What would make that setup a grade? So I would say, first of all, having a nice clean of that high, nice cleanse, spiking through it, not consolidating below it. That's generally not the most bearish sign. Like consolidating below liquidity level is not the best. First things first. Second thing, not having volume spike, not having that delta spike, which I want to see. Not having a decrease in open interest. None of these things are being answered right now. That's why I'm saying it's not an A setup grade. This is a I would say, you get that cleanse at a high. I would say this is a B or a C, but we have to see what happens right now. As I told you, I'm gonna use a wider stop because what can happen right now is just come above it and go back down. So let's see. Coming back into Atas. Okay, your music was good. Thank you. By the way, is the music too loud? Should I lower it? So you have lots of buys coming in right now. You are trying to create that delta spike which I was talking about. However, the relative volume is low, not the best, delta looking. Yeah, not seeing anything that relative. Most likely it will be stopped out. So we gotta see. Right now you did run this high from here. I'm still not stopped out, I'm still in that trade, very comfy. Lots of buys up here. But overall this move, you would want to wait and see where exactly these people are gonna get trapped, because they will get trapped eventually. You just want to wait and see. We would be up here, we would be all the way up here. These were very low setup grades, I would say, on the setups. So by the way, I got stopped out on this one. I just had my stop hit. And yesterday's short, I'm at the exact entry which I entered yesterday. So most likely I will be getting stopped out on that as well. But I want to wait and see, because I don't think this rise will continue, but it depends on Nasdaq, most likely. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. But yeah, as I told you, I'm not trusting this rise as we speak. That's this small height you got taken out. You pretty much trading between bounce right now. Let's see. But yeah, I still believe we're gonna come back down for that London low. Until there is actually a clean break of that 59.5, 59.6. That's what this increase in the open interest just. Depending on the close of this candle, I might give it a re-entry. I want to see where we are in 1 minute. And this is gonna be the last trade. If it's a loss, it's a loss. Then I'm completely wrong for today. If it's not, it's not. It's forming a double top. It is forming a double top. Music volume is good. Thank you. Ten seconds left. Let's see how this candle closes. Depending on the close, I might give it a shot again. Last attempt for me. If this is a loss, I will genuinely be done for today. And there are days like this when you have like 1-2 consecutive losses, and it's completely fine. But yeah, on the order flow, honestly, there is still no weakness in terms of order flows. But and in terms of target, it's gonna be that London low. They'll start having some negative delta coming in. Let's see if these longs are gonna get trapped. So it's a bit tricky right now, but it's not always gonna be like picture perfect. You just gotta trade whatever is in front of you, right? So also here's the thing: if you wanna have like higher win rate, that's my take from me. Wait for candle closes and more information coming in, because most likely, even though we have dipped below in profit, you can still get that back testing back and then can continue lower. It's absolutely on the table. We just add this to the Excel spreadsheet quickly. This is last trade for the day, by the way. We're gonna be able to take profit. I believe the best place to be locking some profits is gonna be this box right here. Remember the high volume node. So even if you're able to get just this, it's 1 to 4. If you get it all the way to the London low, 1 to 7. So even though there've been 2 losses, so 1R and 0.5R, I would suggest, even if this turns out to be a win, if you get it down to the point of control, the high volume node, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, it's still up on the day. So let's see. I mean, it can happen, it won't happen. I have no idea if this trade gonna be a winner or loser. And everybody that is telling you, I know what's gonna happen next, is bullshitting you, because the idea in trading is not predicting, the idea is reacting to whatever is happening. So that's my take on that. Does anyone has any questions about any asset right now? So you see what I was talking about. If you're being more patient with whatever candle closes, you could have easily avoided the previous loss just by waiting if this 30-minute candle is gonna close below that London high. So you could have easily just waited for that, you know. But for me specifically, I want to get like very high risk reward trades, because to be honest, this is something which not lots of people talk about, is the win rate. So my win rate is about 58-59%. But when I have like higher high risk reward, it's everything's alright, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to focus on. So even right now, even if you enter right now, you see the risk reward is getting highly diminished. So that's why I'm being a bit more aggressive with my entries. Ethereum BTR bearish. Well, I am. Why? Well, I am bearish because there is no sign of weakness and you rejected the previous balance. You started, consolidating below previous balance. So you have this balance up here. You rejected that, back tested it, you consolidated below it, back tested weekly, went back down. And right now you're just into a place where your ETH are gonna come back down and test this previous balance, or you're gonna head down for the point of control. What is my validation of this bearishness on Ethereum versus Bitcoin? Simply put, a weekly resistance being reclaimed. So if I see price actually coming up here, closing a week above this level, then closing a week above this, then if this happens, I would expect to move up, reclaim of this balance and move up. Where to? Up to that quarterly level. Also, if you take a look at something else, it's quite nice. Ray, look at this. So right now, what could be happening, you could be coming into that, if you have heard about bump and run pattern. Anyone knows what bump and run is? Let me see, I think there was a post which I have done. Oh, by the way, the last time I was talking about bump and run patterns on BTC, and it was when the price was 28, and then we had that rally up to 50. Let me see, I think I had a post in the education. Yes, there we go. So, quick explanation, bump and run pattern is a very high win rate pattern which signifies a reversal on the trend. It consists of 3 phases. So the first one is leading phase, second one is bump phase, third the breakout or uphill run. So this is the way it looks. It played out on BTC previously. So you have these 3 phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Simply put, leading phase, bump phase, uphill run. You want to see 3 things, right? Consists of a high being hit and then a downward in the market with lower highs, which eventually creates a big sell-off, and price forms. This is being formed, the bump phase is being formed after heavy price rejection, and with the breakout of the uphill run, you want to see good volume coming in. So essentially, right now you could be setting this. You have these lower highs being hit, so you could have that sell-off coming in, and then you want to see that uphill run. 2025 or 2026, no idea. Really no idea. This can really play out in a very long time, and 2025 could be spent down here, Then by the end of 2025, then to have that move up all the way into 2026, and this is very possible. When is this invalidated? Well, as I told you, reclaim this area, come into this box, change the market structure, do something. They got that drop on BTC, as I told you. So right now there's 2 options, right? We can move that stop loss to entry and have a completely risk-free trade. And by the way, this is how much money I've made. Should I show you how much money or no? Does it matter? Doesn't matter how much money I made. I made a bunch of money. Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna be here and just show you guys. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is the risk reward, right? So from here to here is 5, as I told you, to here is 7. So let's see. My first TP is set below this low. They get that first job coming in. As I told you, I don't trust this thing with open interest. Leverage. Yeah, I do use leverage. The leverage is irrelevant in my opinion. I can be trading with 50x, 100x, 20x, 3x. The leverage doesn't matter really. What matters is how much money are you going to lose if it stops you out. That's the question. I've never been liquidated. Why? Because always my stop loss is before the liquidation. So really the leverage is quite irrelevant in my opinion. But yeah. Yeah, and in the same time Nasdaq hit the drop. I'm gonna be here at, let's see. I told you this is gonna be the time when I'm gonna be trading Nasdaq. 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Let's see what happens in the next 30 minutes on NQ. Yeah, in reality just the leverage is quite irrelevant. Riding this one with you, welcome. And I would appreciate if you move your stop loss to entry, I would say, so you have a risk-free trade. I'm not done. I'm not finished. Job's not finished, guys. Job is not finished. Here. Job is not finished. We are not done yet. You know what? This is very, very funny. If you look things into Brave or Google, you get stupid results. If you look at Yandex, let's say that Russian browser, you get totally different results. There we go. You see, this is the image which I am looking for. There we go. Would I put my stop at break even? Yes, absolutely yes. Because you want to ride this risk-free. You want a risk-free trade. Doesn't matter what happens next. You're in between locking your profit and stopped out. So you want to pick the option which is gonna hurt you the least. Why would you wanna put a winning trade into a losing one? Because you have already moved away from that entry, so it's quite, I would say, safe to put it at break even right now. So yeah, I'm looking towards that. Nasdaq is still moving up. Most likely it will continue to move up throughout the whole session. Let's look left and see where we're at. I'm not touching Nasdaq. I am not touching Nasdaq here. But it does look like it wants higher. And the idea of higher is coming into this area. I'm in at 59.5. I have stop loss at 59.6 in case if you tries to tag me. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, minus at 59.6 as well. But yeah, try to look at booking profits right below the US open low. So you have that open at 225, 230. Right below that is your first TP. Let's look at the order flow, what's happening over there. Nothing crazy. You see all these, during this whole rise, you see over here, stop getting that decrease, which I was talking about. Yeah, right now, I don't see any other trades being left for BTC, but I just want to see what's gonna happen with this one. So I'm gonna be live until I hit that TP. I want to see something else as well. We are at the view up too. We are at that view up. So right now this is the reason why you're getting a bounce, because of the view up. For me personally, I don't put lots of importance on the view up anymore. Since lots of people started using it, the session view up is not the most important one for me. However, the weekly view up is, and that's where you're getting a bounce from, but I wouldn't be too worried, by the way. Yeah, at the moment you're in that risk-free trade, so we really want to hang on to whatever happens next. But yeah, if you just check this, here you have this imbalance. So you're just feeling the imbalance, and then most likely you're going to continue lower. But that's my thought process about it. Any questions are welcome, so if you have questions, let me know. I'm gonna do my best to answer them. Yeah, a negative delta just came in right as we speak. Someone hit the big sell button right now. Someone really hit the big sell button as we just speak. You see that 2 million negative delta? And pretty much the volume during that candle was 2 million as well. We're still closing green though. That's something which we can be aware of. So yeah, let's see. Let's look at some data. So wow, funding rate is negative though, both on Binance, Rebates, say gotten pretty much it. I would say it would be normal if it was 0.01, but in this case it's 0.004. So yeah, the funding is not, it's not into extremes. And I'm stopped at entry, by the way. Funny story. Yeah, I got stopped at entry during this rise because my entry was right here and we tapped into that. So I'm on break even, guys. I am on break even on this one. Yes, we did have like this nice drop, but later on, as I told you over here, this is a bit of a clue. So yeah, I am out on break even on this one. We would break out or not, I have no idea, but I'm pretty much done for the day. So I'll be live on Thursday again. For now, I would say that's it. I'm not gonna chase another trade. If it drops, it drops. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm done. And judging by the negative delta, most likely to continue up. So I would suggest you booking profit, so coming out on break even is me. Don't hold into trades for long. So yeah guys, thanks for coming in today. Wish you a nice day and take care.